I know a lot of you guys think I don't have enough Honda content on the channel anymore. So guess what? I'm going to pick up another Honda, a little freebie. I'm going to drag out of the woods. I have no idea what kind of shape it's in. If it runs, if it moves, I don't know, but it's free. It's a little Recon 250. I'm not even sure of the year, but I'm on my way to get it. So if anything, we'll have another project on the channel. Let's go check her out. Well guys, here's the Recon. It's actually in a lot better shape than I was picturing for it sitting out in the woods for a couple years. So yeah, it hasn't run in a bit. The rear wheels are not spinning. The transmission seems to be shifting fine. So I'm thinking what's holding up our rear end is in this rear brake. I do believe this is a sealed wet brake in these old Recons. So I'm sure that's maybe seized up in there. But yeah, overall, it is not in awful shape. So I think this will be a good project here to get started on. When I get started on this, I don't know. It might be a little bit. So there may be some time lapse between here and when I start to work on this. But regardless, we're going to dig into this and see what's going on with it. All right, so that you just saw was probably at least a good 2 years ago. We've had the Recon sitting in the shop ever since, so we're finally getting around to digging into it. Like I said in previous videos, this thing is locked up to where it will not free roll, even though I'm pretty sure I'm in neutral. However, I am hopeful that it's just the rear drums in here have fallen apart, because this thing's really not moving much. And it's just our brakes that's holding us on. At least I'm hoping, because there's no movement in this whatsoever. We've got a mess of wiring here because this has a bunch of rock lights and auxiliary lights. I think we'll just end up undoing all that. We may leave the light bar if it works. We also have a completely stuck throttle. As you can see, the rubber boot here on the carburetor is tore and it's just moving. So the carb's definitely got to come off and get cleaned. Looks like this thing's been sealed up here, probably to keep water out. So I think the first thing we're going to do before we tear into this very far is we'll get the cherry picker. I'm going to lift up the front end, pull the wheel, dig into them brakes, and see if that's what's got us held up. I was debating on just hooking up a jump starter to the battery and cranking this thing to see if the engine turns free. But if I'm not actually in neutral and this is all bound up, I don't want to break anything internally in the motor. So we will play it safe and tear into these brakes first to see if it's just this rear end. Once I get this off, I might actually be able... Well, this is shaft driven and everything is kind of sealed up here to where you can't get anything. Say we could turn the shaft and I could get in there and pull the cover off the pull start here, turn the crank by hand. What has me nervous is, as you can see, the pull cord's broke. I am a little nervous that the thing locked up and they tried to pull start it and the engine's what's locked up and it broke the pull cord. Let's cross our fingers that didn't happen, but anyway. Let's get the rear end lifted up and dig into this brakes. See if this will be able to lift up the front end without actually being in the way. That'll be the trick. I might hit the tire. I am. Oh, come in. That's not gonna work. This thing's definitely gonna need some tires to get her up and running. I'm not even sure what year this Recon is. We'll see here at some point in working on this if we can find a video, or the video. See if we can find a sticker that says, the question is, will that stay? Oh yeah, perfect. Good and safe. Okay, let's go ahead and keep this the whole way undone. Spray all this too. We'll have to take that off. There's our drain plug for our rear diff. This should just be a little 8. Let's see if we can get this cable clear off. Okay, there's that. And then this will come the whole way out. We'll just kind of stick everything back on here so we don't lose none of it. And we'll just tuck that up somewhere where it can come falling down and smack me in the hand later. Alright, that's probably a 10. Cotter pin out. I'm gonna guess a 30. And I don't know, it doesn't matter because it's finger tight. Splines are not bad, not great, not bad. Alright, let's see if we can get the brake lever arm off. That came right loose. It's coming. There it is, and there is a spring. Okay. That hook's on there. Okay, there's that. Now we gotta take these 2 axle nuts free. And actually then the axle should slide out of there. That was barely tight. That's what we kind of like though. It makes taking things apart easy. 1. Let's see if this one is as easy. Yep. A little bit of mud in there. Right, just too big. Fit underneath the. That's alright. It's coming. Okay, so there's nut, big washer, little washer, and then our seal. A lot of times when taking stuff apart like this, I'll take a paint marker and mark a bolt, and then I'll go clockwise from that one and lay them all out in the same order. There she is. Now does this turn? It does not. Uh-oh. That has me nervous. Because that is still not turning. Wah, wah, wah. We may have a locked up engine here, guys. Unfortunately. That is still all crudted up and filthy in there. Look at that. Ooh, that. Not very good either. Shoo. I think that needs new bushings. Alright, this is obviously going to be a lot more than I was hoping. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and throw the tire back on and get these plastics stripped off so we can get to everything nice and easy. Get into the motor and see what's going on there, and we'll go from there. Alright, a quick little development. Maybe it's not the engine. I figured while we have this guy up here, I was going to drain the fluid in the diff, and once I pulled the plug, look what's running out. Pure crystal clear water. So our issue may be that our entire rear end is locked up and rusted and crusted. There should be oil in there, not water. And it looks like all that's in there is water. Okay. So my plan still stands. I'm gonna put the wheel on, take all the plastics back off, and then we're gonna get in there and take this cover off and spin the crank by hand to see if the motor is locked up. But I'm betting that rear end is probably just rusted and crusted and just pretty much rust welded into one piece, but we'll see. We get all this plastics off, which might be fun because we got all this wiring and stuff run. But we get the plastics off, we'll check back in. All right, so we got all the plastics off. I've been working at getting all this rock light and light bar wiring all out of the way. I don't know if any of that works. I'm probably not gonna put the rock lights back on, but if the light bar works, we'll keep using it. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and pull the carburetor and work so we can get the cover for our pull cord off so we can see if this motor is gonna turn over by hand. So, this is just a vent. Let's pull this. And we're just going to run that out of the way for now. Actually, you can probably, that's just the crankcase vent. Let's get this clear off so it's not in the way. And we'll just pull it up and out of there. It's there. That's our fuel line here. We don't have any gas. I don't know which way is off and on. I don't think there's any gas in there. Hopefully not. No, this carb's gonna be a mess. This, I don't know. Hopefully this comes out. Let's take that off. Oh, there's still gas in here and it looks nasty. Which way's off? Okay, that's off. Fuel is off. We'll have to drain what the fuel is in there.
Oh, it smells bad too.
This might be a pain to get back in.
It will be easier if you take it out.
But I think there's room. Maybe. Got that.
We have to do the other one.
This, yeah, there's only one that holds this. Get that. There it is.
After I was meaning by the other one.
Now we can get that stuff a little easier. I can get in here and get our choke cable free. Just loosen that. There it's coming. Alright, there's our choke cable. And this guy is going to be seized in there. That gas smells old and nasty. We're definitely have to drain the tank. Get some fresh gas in there. Come on, come on. Come on. Right, there's that one.
I just broke a stick.
You broke what?
A stick.
No, not my favorite stick.
It's literally tiny.
It was my favorite stick. You broke my favorite stick.
It's tiny.
It was still my favorite. It was Sticky. I called him Sticky. He was my friend.
It was this.
Oh, that was Bob. I don't care much for Bob. That's okay.
That's oil. Gas.
Oh, there's gas. It's almost turned back to oil at this point. This choke lever assembly off. I just pulled the end out of the carb, but that's alright. It'll stick back in there, hopefully. And then finally, although this may be bad enough where you got to get a new carb for it. I don't know. We'll
Probably.
But if this comes out, then it's on our cable. Oh boy. Oh boy.
I get a brand new carb.
Well, since it's lunchtime, I'm going to spray a bunch of blaster in that and down that.
I can hold it open for you, though.
No, we'll let her sit for a bit. Spray that full. We're just going to let that sit.
So after lunch?
You'll get something to eat. All right, so we've had this carburetor slide soaking in PB Blaster overnight. And I just hit it again this morning, but it is, oh man, it's still just stuck in there. I'm gonna see if I can pry it carefully. There may be no hope for this. We may end up having to, oop, aha, never mind. There, okay. Just need a little soakaroo. All right, so we're gonna put this aside for now until we find out whether or not this engine's any good or locked up. So I guess the next thing we're gonna do is take this cover off here and see if we can't spin this motor over by hand. If it's in neutral, we can get it in neutral. So I believe those will be 8mm. Oh, and how many do we got? Can we get? We got 1, 2. How many's on the bottom here? I can't see. 1, 2, and the third one in down there. How we gonna get there? And I should pull the plug too to make it easier to turn it over by hand. Let's do that first. Now, what size is that? The bigger one. Oh, you know what? This does have the toolbox. Let's see if the toolbox has a spark plug socket. Probably not. Sometimes, oh, it does.
Nice.
See that? I thought so. The fuse. It's a little screwdriver end, although it's missing the screwdriver attachments. How about that? All right. Watch this be the wrong size. Hey! It's a long plug. She's really carbon filed. Wow, this thing was starved for fuel for a while at some point anyway. Okay, so we'll probably need a new plug. Let's get this off. That worked a little better. I really hope this engine's not locked up. Oh, I'm gonna need a shorty. Got it. She's loose.
I can barely see it.
Is that coming off? Lift her off. Oh yeah. All right. We'll have to replace the cord. All right, moment of truth, guys. I want you to pause the video right now and comment down below. Do you think this engine's gonna turn over or is it seized up? Pause, let me know in the comments below, and we're about to find out. All right, she gonna crank. Oh, she turns beautifully. So that tells me the engine is fine. Now, let's see, what's our shift pattern? Probably just all up on this guy? I thought I saw a sticker. Now, if that locks up, then it's our rear end. It's getting tight. Oh, look at trying to move the rear end when I do that. You see? Focus on here, Tori. See, I'm at the point now where it's trying to catch, and you see how it's moving it? So that tells me that it's our rear end that's locked up. This should be back into neutral. Okay, guys. So, I'm thinking our engine is good. We have issues in our rear end, and with the water that's in there, I bet you it's rusted up. So, I think that's a good spot now that we've got an idea what's going on to end this video. And on the next one, we're gonna tear this rear end out and see what's going on. So, did you guys answer correctly on whether the engine was seized up or not? I'll read through the comments and we'll see if you guys guessed correctly. You probably did, because after all, it is a Honda. We knew the engine was going to be fine, didn't we, Torin?
Yep.
Yeah, especially when we saw the water come out of the rear end. So anyway, next video we will tear into this rear end and see exactly how bad the damage is. And maybe off camera, I will get the carburetor cleaning and see if we can get it all working correctly. Because, I mean, with this thing in neutral, we could try to start it if we can get the carb cleaned and working. So in the next video, we will continue on this Recon revival And until then, keep on riding, and thanks for watching. Bonus clip! I figured it only takes 2 seconds to pop the fluid fill off this rear diff and take a look. So, I mean, we're pretty much figured out it's the rear end that is causing our issues and what's locked up, but let's just take this off real quick here before we end the video and take a look. I don't know if you guys can see, probably not. Let me get a light. Suspicions confirmed. I don't know how well the camera picks that up, but that is just a rusted mess in there. Whew, so this has had water in it for a long time. So diagnostics confirmed, our rear end's rusted. Rust welded pretty solid. Next video we'll pull apart and see if it can be saved.